Welcome back to Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, Part 30. And it looks like we'll be almost done the game, and I'll probably finish this Let's Play in about 5 or 6 episodes, and this episode is uber long, just to tell you. Our story so far. Layton and the others stumble upon a riverside restaurant known as Dame's Arms. A worker at the establishment reveals that future Layton came by, but just before they left. Intent on ending future Layton's plan to create a time machine, the group heads back to Chinatown. And we are back in Chinatown, specifically the toy shop. So now let's go head to the Towering Pagoda. And for your information, I re-recorded my Let's Play from episode 29, so now I have a perfect number of Picarats. So now let's head back to the Towering Pagoda. And let's talk to you, Ward, right?
Back again, I see.
We've heard that Mr. Layton had returned.
That's true.
That being the case, I assume you'll be letting us through this gate?
Fine, I have no objections.
Well, that's not entirely true. There is one minor issue left. When the boss got back, he told me not to let anyone through the gate without solving this puzzle first. The Impassable Gate. Puzzle number 86, worth 60 Picarats. No one has ever solved the Impassable Gate. Give it a try, if you dare. If you make it to the top, I'll let you pass. Slide Professor Layton and Luke into the top square to solve this puzzle. Well, isn't Flora, future Luke, and Richard, along with Professor Layton and Luke, going to the Towering Pagoda? Why is it just Professor Layton and Luke? Okay, this shouldn't be too hard. So let's, first of all, slide Luke and Layton to the left. Move this red block down. Then we should move the blue block. And then slide the yellow block over here. And slide... No, leave the yellow block up here. Slide the green block. Slide the yellow block up here. Slide the green block down here. Slide the yellow block up here. Slides the green block here. Slide the yellow block here. Move Professor Layton. There we go. And well, look at that, I've solved the puzzle.
That should do the trick. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
And that puzzle was worth 60 Picarats? Incredible! You may pass through the gate.
It seems the boss was right on the money. You must be the guest he's been waiting on.
Wonderful. Where can we find him?
Head down to the street to the pagoda. I wouldn't keep him waiting if I were you.
Okay, so now let's actually head to the Towering Pagoda. The Towering Pagoda is not far now. Finally, the Layton from your time and the one from mine will meet each other face to face.
That might be tough, seeing that's how our professor's not here.
Huh?
Where's the professor?
He seems to have disappeared. But he just solved that puzzle that got us past the gate. Yes, and then he walked through the gates together.
He was a bit ahead of us at that point. I think he might have waved at me before he vanished.
But where did he go?
I'm not sure, though he was smiling as he dashed off.
But why? Oh no, is Luke all sad because he can never see Professor Layton ever again? My question exactly. His actions always have a purpose, but I can't see why he'd run away.
Hey, Flora, there's a slip of paper stuck to your back. How embarrassing! Someone must be playing a prank on me!
There's something written on it in the professor's handwriting. Let me see. It says, "Go on without me. I'll catch up with you soon." He's never led us astray before, so I think we should do as he says. I agree. This is probably all part of some brilliant plan that the professor's been readying.
That sounds fine, but in the meantime, will one of you please take this paper off my back?
Okay, and oh my, it's Schmarten. Let's collect 10 coins first. Okay, that's 1, 2. Watch out! We could have got ambushed from above. Really, Luke? Okay, let's go talk to Schmarten, who has a puzzle for us.
Hey, what are you guys doing back here?
We're on our way to the Towering Pagoda. Not that our business concerns you.
Not so fast. You're one of those fellows behind the incidents at the casino, aren't you?
Let's say I am. What would you do about it?
I'd get my boss shelling me to give you a knuckle sandwich. If only he hadn't gone to the bathroom.
Well, lucky for us, he's not here. We'll be going now.
If you run off, I'll make my boss squish you like bugs when you find you.
Duly noted.
Wait, one more thing, solve this puzzle.
Puzzle number 89, photo finish, worth 40 picarats. This finish line photo of a race has been cut into strips, which were then mixed up. Then runners finished the race in the order of the photo. Who came third? Circle the answer. Okay, so if we look at the picture closely, you see how all the pieces fit together, and then you'll understand who finished first, second, third, and fourth, and so on. Base your observations on these things that are easy to spot, like the birds or a person, as they have distinctive looks. For example, the white bird head by J tells you that their strip goes before the strip D. So, and then A, so let's see. A's head or face appears in the strip with D. In other words, the strip with A goes behind the strip with D. So now we can infer that we can also see that the white bird is missing in the photo. So from left to right, the strip follows this order. With H, the strip with F, then the strip with J, then the strip with D, and then the strip with A. So, knowing that, F is the person who came third.
This puzzle has met its match. Success!
Good eye.
Darn, you solved my puzzle.
We really don't have any more time for this silliness. We'll just be heading to the pagoda now.
Fine, just remember you got lucky. If my buddy were here, you'd be wanting those bossed around right now.
Are you finished?
This isn't over, mark my words. You'll get yours.
Okay, so Schmarten just left, and let's head up to the Towering Pagoda. And we solved 100 puzzles.
I hope you find the professor soon. Poor thing. You're just lost without him, aren't you, Luke? You're a fine one to talk.
Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Let's be off.
Where did you go? 1 minute you were there, and the next you'd vanished.
My apologies, Luke. I just needed to check something. But enough about that. Come along, everyone. The Towering Pagoda is just steps away.
At last, we're here. And somewhere up there is the future Professor Layton.
Perhaps, and perhaps not. I suspect this whole affair may be more complex than we originally thought. Yes.
Oh?
Okay, and guess what? We solved 100 puzzles, as I said before, but I don't think you've heard me. So let's collect 10 coins. So that's 1.
Oh, no, I don't want to go inside.
Okay.
I suppose it would be too much to expect the door to be open.
Let's see. The eye of this dragon seems to be the key to unlocking this door.
Sounds like a puzzle. Let me handle it, Professor. I'll have the door open before you know it.
I don't want to open the door. I want to collect my hint coins. And this puzzle is worth 50 Pycarats. The dragon eyes aren't spheres, but dodecahedrons. This means that each eye is a 3D object constructed from 12 pentagons. Though one of these eyes is already made, the other one still needs to be assembled. Which option, A, B, or C, will create the exact same eye when folded together? Okay, so there are 3 options. Look for the difference between them, and there we will find the answer. So one pentagon in the center of the eye. So the pentagon in the center must be the eye, meaning look at the areas around it. If you take the center of the eye in C, okay, perhaps, you will connect the center of the pentagons around it. So that would line up with here, and then here, and then here, and here, and here. But that's obviously incorrect. So if we line up here and line up with A, you will see that the eye will match up with the other parts that are green. And then for B, it obviously won't match up because it will basically land here, or when you fold it up. So A should be the correct answer.
Here's my answer. Phew, that's a relief.
There's no time to celebrate. You two, let's head in. Let's finish finding my hint coins first. Okay, that's 2, and that's 3. Okay, let's enter the door. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, catchy music, eh? So, hint coins as always, that's 2. And that's 3. The craftsmanship of this fearsome dragon is exquisite. I agree.
Hurry, Professor, we must stop your future self.
By walking forward, I suppose. More hint coins, yatta! That's 1.
Now, when did I see the future Professor?
Now, when did I last see the future Professor Layton? Okay, that's 2. 3. And, as always, another puzzle.
Now, what's this contraption here?
It appears to be a peculiar set of goggles.
I think they're too big for my head.
Let me see them. Ah, this is some sort of personal projection device. Personal what? Think of it as a television for one, Luke. Only the wearer can see the image inside. I'd wager there's a puzzle in one of these goggles that only the puzzle can see. I'm sure solving is the only way through this door.
Now that's high tech.
They should fit me comfortably. Let's have a look.
What do you see, Professor? Those glasses make you look like a bug, a robot bug.
I think something's coming into focus here. Puzzle number 91, Strange Glasses, worth 40 Pycarats. And if we answer this puzzle correctly, we'll have 3,000 Pycarats. These 2 circular images show that you're seeing through your right and left eye. The images were originally the same, but one of them has now been flipped right, left, and spun around an unknown amount. The shapes are the same as in the original image with the exception of one, which has been changed slightly. Circle the shapes that's different. Okay, so let's compare the shapes one by one. If you're careful on how they look, when they flipped, it's not too difficult. Okay, so they're flipped and then rotated it. So if you eliminate the shapes that don't even change when they're flipped, you can definitely narrow it down. So let's do that. So that's H, they don't change, so H doesn't change. Neither does this, or the circle, or the star, or the centerpiece. So that leaves that So, So, think of this question. Do some shapes that appear to be flipped only look that way because they've been rotated? So don't be fooled by the rotation. So, guess what? The answer is G, or the prohibited sign in driving, because you might see that it's flipped, but actually you need to change the shape's axis, meaning that G is the only correct answer. Yes.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
3,000 picarats. Terrific! The answer is G. You might have been fooled by the flipping, but since you were paying attention to differences along the shape's axis, you must have found the answer pretty easily. Phew! It's a relief to take those off. I was feeling a bit lightheaded and had some troubles focusing.
But that's totally worth it. Thanks to you, the door's unlocked and now we're clear to press on.
Okay, let's continue and... oh, hit coins. These stairs are the only way up. The tower isn't very high-tech. Well, considering this is the future, it's kind of a disappointing fact. Okay, that's 3. And let's head up, I suppose.
What a gloomy place. Yes, think so. I actually like how these dragons are everywhere.
Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness, it's Schmarten and Barmy. Right, Barmy. Okay, that's 1 hit coin, 2 hit coins, and that's 3 hit coins. So let's talk to Schmarten, who has a puzzle for us, as always.
So you're the scoundrel who bullied my poor underling. That's going to cost you, lad.
Look who went crying to his boss. I've never seen such bravery.
Quiet, you! What was I supposed to do back there? I was outnumbered.
Okay, so let's see. There is a puzzle that needs to be solved. Would you like me to take care of this one, Luke? Don't trouble yourself with riff-raff, Professor. I can handle whatever he's dishing out. Puzzle number 92. Cave cover-up worth 40 picarats. A couple of rapscallions have hidden some stolen goods in a cave. To protect their stash, they're planning to seal off the entrance with some wood. To do so, they need to cut the board shown below into 2 equal pieces. Where should the thieves make their cut? Draw the answer with your stylus, or in my case, with my tablet pen. Oh, is it me, or in Professor Layton, did they tell you to actually steal and to... They promote bad things, which is kind of sad. But, you know, they're good puzzles. So, this actually shouldn't be too hard, considering an equal shape, like an L. Oops. So basically an L shape would be a correct answer. And guess what I found? The answer is there, because you have both 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. What, 6? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, not 10. Because that's 6, 7, and that should be the answer. I cannot count at all, can I? Okay, submit.
Allow me to present my solution. Puzzling? I think not.
Nice cut. You're exactly right. To seal the cave, the thieves flipped one of the pieces upright as shown below, meaning that they can have a perfect square, or 2 L shapes. So much for that puzzle. Now what will you do? They're all bark and no bite. Come on, everyone. We've got places to be. Okay, so let's enter the doorway at the very end of this hall. And collects 3 hint coins, as always. Oh my goodness, how many hint coins do I have? I have 226 hint coins. Dear, that's a lot. 1, that's 2, and 3. Okay, let's enter the entrance. Oh my goodness, it's a puzzle.
This whole floor is covered in mirrors. Strange, isn't it?
What? It's mirrors? Really?
It's very disorienting. It's hard to know which way we should head.
It seems as if we've hit a dead end. How do you think we should proceed, Big Luke? Maybe there's a hidden panel on one of these walls that we have to press to open a door here. Close, but not quite. If my guess is correct, the door out here is hidden in the dark over there. But we can't just rush headlong into the dark. There's no telling what traps could be set there. Ah, now, I see what you're getting at.
Are you saying that this room is a puzzle, Professor?
That's right, Luke, and I'm about to solve our way out of here. Puzzle number 93, the Mirror Maze, worth 50 picarats. 16 circular rooms are arranged in the square below. A beam of light shines in a straight line from each of the four letters A, B, C, and D, and exits through each of the four yellow arrows. Two-sided mirrors in the four of the rooms reflect the beams. Each beam passes through the number of rooms are listed by its letter. Identify which four rooms contain mirrors and the direction each mirror faces by tapping the rooms. Okay, so let's arrange the mirrors as shown. Okay, so let's just draw memos. So let's see if A has to pass through 5 rooms. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes that way. So one mirror should go here. Okay, and for B, 4 rooms have to go through. 4 rooms. The light has to pass through 4 rooms, meaning that it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning a mirror must go there. And then C is 4, so I don't think there should be any mirrors for C, as it can just go straight forward. And then for D, let's see, it has to pass through 8 rooms. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. So and then let's draw a mirror here. 3, 4, 5, and then since there's a mirror here, it will bounce off. So 6, 7, 8, meaning that we only have to draw 4 mirrors. Okay, so let's draw those. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Oh, is it 3, 4? And that should be the answer.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Well, that's settled.
Perfecto! Okay then, let's press on! Puzzle number 93 is in your puzzle index. It seems like my theory was right on the money. This way, everyone. Okay, so let's enter. And collect 3 hint coins. Okay, that's 1. 2 is there, and the 3rd one is somewhere here, I believe. Yes, 3. Okay, and I suppose let's walk up, since there's nothing else that we can do.
Professor, I think this way may be the top floor. We should be close by now.
Let's collect hint coins as always. That's 1. 2. And 3, actually. Right, yes. And oh my, spiked ball. What is that? The future professor's quarters are most likely on the other side of that door.
But how are we supposed to make it over that huge gap? Does anyone think that this floor looks like a giant slide puzzle?
Slide puzzles? An astute observation. It seems the foundation over our feet is yet another puzzle for us to solve.
The future Layton sure has a flair for this dramatic.
That does seem to be the case. Now let's get started on this puzzle. This puzzle is worth 60 picarats. Again. The Dragon Bridge. The bridge is out. If you don't find a way across this room, you will be unable to continue on. Can you figure out how to put the 4 pieces of the Dragon Bridge back together? You can't walk through the spiked ball, so you'll need to deal with that too. Okay, so... Okay, let's see what I can do. So let's slide that down. Slide this over here. Move that down, slide that here. Move the spiked ball. Move this up here. wrong place. That should go here. And guess what? I've solved this puzzle. Yes, I have. In 25 steps.
That should do the trick. Well, that's settled.
You did it! The future Layton is just on the other side of the Dragon Bridge. There. It is safe to cross now, everyone. Gee, how do they move those gigantic blocks? Do they use, like, their PSI power to move them? Because I don't think Professor Layton should have been able to move them by his hand or feet. So that's quite an interesting idea. Alright, stand back, I'm going to open the door.
Be careful, who knows what the future Professor Layton has planned for us.
Excuse me, you there!
Welcome, Herschel Layton.
I demand an explanation.
Are you really Professor Layton?
Yes, of course. Don't you recognize your old friend?
Voice does... Future Professor Layton's voice seems really off, doesn't it?
I don't know. Something about you seems off.
It's the voice, Luke. Obviously.
Surely you recognize yourself, Herschel. Misfortune, our fortune, is a result of your ambition and genius.
What is it, Professor?
You've put on quite a show, but it's clear to me that you're nothing but a charlatan.
Oh, is that so?
Professor, what tipped you off?
Yes, what indeed? I'm all ears.
You, sir, are a fraud, and I intend to expose you for the imposer you are. Fascinating. Do continue. Luke, would you be so kind as to solve a quick puzzle for me?
Right now, Professor? But aren't we kind of in the middle of something?
Puzzle number 95. This puzzle is worth 30 picarats. The pile of blocks has been carefully stacked. The image below is a view from the side. The perspective is also rotated to an unknown direction. Gravity is acting on the block, so any block not touching the ground or the block will fall. So if you're looking at the blocks from their correct angle, which direction, A, B, C, or D is up? Okay, so when we examine the stack of blocks from each direction, can you see any unstable blocks? Let's look carefully. So let's try turning the image and looking at it with the letter at the top. Keep an eye out for the blocks with the blank spaces underneath. So let's use our memo pad. So if we start looking at A, any piece that is unstable will basically fall off. And if you're looking that way, nothing really seems... Well, wait. I see. Basically, this piece and this piece will basically fall off. So A is the incorrect answer. And then if we look up at B this way, basically this block will fall down. So that is also incorrect. And for C, if this is up, basically this and this will fall down, meaning that D should be the correct answer. So let's see. If D is like this, none of the pieces actually fall down. Correct? Am I correct? It does, actually. So D is the correct answer.
How about this?
Okay, why are we solving a
Phew,
puzzle in the
that's
middle of a
relief.
very important battle between future Professor Layton and our normal Professor Layton? You've got it. D is indeed up. When you look carefully at the stack from each angle, you can see which blocks would be pulled down by gravity. Puzzle number 95 is now in your puzzle index. Yes, the boy's quite right. We all know that. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting there. But first, a question. I have a pen in my pocket that's either red or blue. Which is it? What a terribly uncharacteristic query for you to make. There is no logic for me to work through. I am not a mind reader and I refuse to guess blindly. How can I solve your puzzle without a single hint? So, in other words, you have no idea which color my pen in my pocket is. Of course not. That's funny. Oh? Luke, what would happen if you removed the bottom row of blocks from the structure I showed you?
The rest of the blocks would fall down, I suppose.
That's right. Those blocks in the middle of the structure won't float in midair. Only by resting on the blocks beneath can those blocks stay elevated. Say, if you were really me, you would have lived through this very moment before. Therefore, you should know exactly what color the pen in my pocket is. Given your answer, I can only assume your memory is that of a crucial event has vanished. But remember those blocks. Each sits on top of the next. When you remove one, everything on top of it comes stumbling down.
It all makes sense now.
So out with it already. What color is the pen in your pocket?
There was never any pen to begin with.
I had a feeling you were behind this, Dr. Stun Gun. Or, should I say, Dimitri Allen?
An impressive deduction. Does anything ever get past you, Herschel?
The future Layton is now saved, and Dr. Stoggan is also solved. Not saved, what was I thinking? Oh, missing leader is new. Let's go read it. Prime Minister Bill Hoggs mysteriously disappeared during a time machine demonstration. No trace of him was found, so where could he possibly be now? Well, what?
Hats off to you, Herschel.
So you're the one who's been kidnapping scientists under my name. But why?
Have you ever tried to build a time machine by yourself? It's a Herculean task. And by pinning the blame on you, I could disguise myself as one of the poor scientists who vanished. Conveniently, that also provided an excellent way to lure you here. After all, the virtuous Herschel Layton would never stand by as someone sullied his good name. Sure enough, you came running. And faster than expected at that.
You're a real lowlife, you know that?
So why me? You could have chosen anyone to be the scapegoat.
Oh no, it had to be you. You see, you play a critical part in the completion of my time machine. Or rather, your memories do.
What are you saying?
The best part is that I've already got what I need from you.
Of course. So that strange device.
Finally catching on, eh? Those glasses you put on were a cognitive capture unit of my own design. In layman's terms, a memory recorder.
But what use could you possibly have for my memories?
Why, they provide me with data, of course. Your memories contain all the information I need to recreate that fateful day's experiment.
Which day?
The day I lost everything that mattered to me.
I still don't understand what you're getting at.
I'd imagine you know quite a bit about loss yourself, Herschel. I'm talking about Claire.
Claire?
As you know, time travel is based on movement through wormholes. One end of the wormhole is anchored in the present, but every wormhole also needs a point of origin. And to find this point of origin, one needs data. Both you and Bill had substantial interactions with Claire on the day of the accident. Using your memories of those interactions, I will triangulate the point right before her death. Of course, finding a wormhole's point of origin is no easy task. If my calculations were even the slightest bit off, I could be trapped forever.
Then why take the risk? What do you stand to gain?
Everything. You see, like you, Herschel, I loved Claire.
So you intend to travel back through time and save her?
Surely you wouldn't stop me. After all, haven't you wished for this yourself?
Nothing can excuse the kidnapping of all those scientists. Not...
You disappoint me. I had hoped a rational man like yourself would understand that the ends justify the means.
I don't see it that way.
Then what's your next move? Turn me into the police? I'd like to see you try.
You're mistaken in thinking I came here to report you to the authorities. I'm here to put an end to the schemes of a man who dragged my good name through the dirt. Huh. That's a lovely sentiment, Herschel, but you seem to have forgotten one key detail. The towering pagoda is my stronghold, and that means you're on my turf. I have more than enough men to overpower you. Look here. This 18th century relief illustrates our situation perfectly. It displays 2 warring fractions of 5 troops. The stars indicate the strength of each troop. Your side is more or less accurately represented by the red and mine by the gray. It should be fairly clear to who should win for who the victor will be.
The gray side has more powerful troops. There's no way red could win.
Exactly. Your apprentice has a good head in his shoulders, Herschel. Personally, I think it's a bit premature to praise him on this case, Dmitri. From what I see, our troops wouldn't lose the fight provided the battle is fought one-on-one. It sounds to me you simply don't wish to admit defeat. If you believe it's possible, prove it. Each troop will engage the troop from the other side on one-on-one combat. Pair each of the red troops against one of the opposing gray forces. Your troops are marked by an icon of Professor Layton. The strength of each troop is represented by the number of stars on its banner. Arrange the forces so that the red side avoids defeat, and when you're ready to submit your answer, tap OK and proceed. Okay, so we can move Professor Layton. So, from my guess, Professor Layton is number 4. Luke is 1. Richard is 1, Flora is 1, and future Luke is 3. And from what I know, everyone else is family goons except for number 5, which is obviously Dmitri. So let's rearrange this in order. So let's keep everyone on Dimitri's side the same. So we only need to move Professor Layton's side. So 1. So I think we have to make deliberate, like, deaths. So I'm sorry, Flora, and I'm sorry, Richard, but you guys will have to face defeat. And then, because we sacrificed Flora and Richard, we can now kill off 3, 2, and 1 from Dimitri's side, giving us a clear victory. There, each side wins with 2 fights, loses 2 fights. Oh, never mind, they draw, right. So it's a perfect draw.
Of course! Once the red side lacks in strength of its troops, it can also make up with strategy.
Your logic has impressed me once again.
Very nicely done, Herschel.
Give it up, Dmitri!
Give it up? Oh, no. I'm just getting started.
Who is that?
Bill Hawks.
As you can see, my hostage here is something of a big shot. So I wouldn't try anything funny if I were you.
You're a monster!
Oh no!
Oh, just to tell you, those... Okay, so the cage that trapped Professor Layton, Luke, Flora, future Luke, and Richard is basically impossible because, as you saw, how the gate basically closed off was through spikes. And how do those spikes connect to each other? Because it's not physically possible. Angst. And I think I'll end my Let's Play here since it's kind of getting pretty late. Until next time, bye-bye.